If you are unfamiliar with this category, the game starts, they already have saves completed, so they can do certain things you can't do in a brand new game of Deltarune. And the first thing you're going to see is that they're going to immediately create their characters as fast as possible in the Japanese version here, which saves about 30 seconds over English. The strategy here is simply to pick the fastest options as quickly as you can and get out of these screens. Now, what you're going to see first from both of these players now that they've created the characters is what we call classroom skip. They're just going to get back in the bed and sleep to skip straight to the dream sequence of the game. This is only possible on New Game Plus. You can see Yoshikiller already there, about to grab the New Game Plus only item, the wrist protector, which allows text skip. Tjorven didn't get the wrist protector, so that's going to cost quite a bit of time on text skipping there. Yisk in chat saying wrist protector skip actually happened. That was some joking in the chat before the race about that, but yeah, there's no wrist protector for Tjorven, and that's going to cost some time because basically the things in Deltarune, the route is very straightforward. There aren't skips like in Undertale, so the main way players are going to save time is skipping enemy battles that are possible to be skipped, not bumping into any walls, which resets your walking speed, and skipping text as fast as possible through a combination of holding down buttons and mashing. Another thing you'll see players doing in this game, if you're more used to Undertale, is being what we call close dodging. When you dodge an attack very closely, you will gain TP, which is the meter on the left hand of the screen. And that both gets you more money and also raises your ability to do attacks. Now, these players should only be visiting one shop, so money isn't a huge concern to them, but it also ends enemy attacks faster to do close dodging, so it saves a little bit of time every time. Already to the first boss battle here for Yoshikiller. It's important to note Yoshi's going to want to get hit, want the pink character Susie to get hit at least once in this fight, ideally, because later on they're going to want Susie to die for optimum speed in a later boss. Kirdana in chat looking like heart is the hitbox. Yes, that's true. In Undertale and Deltarune, that represents the soul of the character, and it's how you dodge attack. Strategy here, once you get Susie hit, the amount of times you feel comfortable with is just wailing on Lancer with perfect hits. You'll see the bar scrolling on the attack screen. When it gets to the little box on the left side, that's what we call a perfect hit, which deals the maximum amount of damage. Both players through the fight now. Tjorven a little bit behind, but not too much. Easy tutorial skip there. Don't pick yes, or you will have to sit a long way. Now here come the first dodgeable enemies of the game. You'll notice most enemies in this game are dodgeable. In fact, all of the non-boss encounters can be dodged. Some of them are very tough though, so I think we will probably see at least 1 or 2 fights happen during this race, unless both players are perfect. Yoshikiller had to redo that puzzle real quick. That's going to give Tjorven a little bit of chance to catch. In this fight, you'll see Yoshikiller is going to get hit on purpose here. That skips some text boxes. So that's on purpose, not a mistake. We can hear Yoshikiller's got some of the music in the game replaced, which can be done by simply replacing the music files in the game files with other music that you want to use. That is allowed in the Deltarune community. It's just something to keep your run spicy. Now, I did not watch Tjorven's Lancer fight closely enough, but there is another chance. If Susie hasn't gotten hit in that fight, they've got a chance in the triple jigsaw refight coming up to do that. Make sure Susie can get that hit so that she can die later. This fight right here, the chance to get Susie again, but since Yoshikiller's already got Susie hit quite a few times, just gonna wail on these jigsaws. Now this puzzle Yoshikiller's doing, you can skip a text box if you put both of these boxes on the switch in quick succession. So you see the setup and boom boom. The character Ralse is supposed to talk to you there, but if you do it fast enough, it just skips it. Oh, and that's a setup that is a little harder than the other skips. So Yoshikiller's got to fight this battle. We'll see if Tjorven can capitalize on this. Ooh, Tjorven gets the skip, so that's going to make up some time. Nice. Yoshikiller got caught there, though, on the next screen. If you actually bump more than once on the screen, you're guaranteed to get a battle, so your movement has to be extremely precise. It looks like Tjorven got caught as well. Yoshikiller about to get to the King round fight. This is the one where we want Susie to die. Ideally on the first turn, we want her to die. Because this boss cannot be beaten by damage, so Susie is not what you want. She just wastes time swinging her axe around. For all the leg lovers out here, King round's got you covered. King round never skips leg day. You can see, boom, there goes Susie. That was on purpose by Yoshikiller. Dead Susie, ideal strats for this boss battle. Tjorven joining the fight here. Susie for Tjorven is not nearly as damaged, and also Rouse got hit instead, so Tjorven's King round battle is going to be a little... Crude's in chat saying, did Susie just permanently die in this game? That's a negative. In fact, no characters die in this game. Deltarune is a no-death game, at least for right now with Chapter 1. The next boss battle that Yoshikiller is going to be hitting is the Clover Fight, and luckily it's a boss battle you can end it in 2 turns with the seemingly useless manual item. Tjorven's through the King round fight now, so maybe is going to need to try to make up some time here in the forest. Nice bloxer skip there from Yoshikiller. And another boss down for Yoshikiller. This bloxer skip much harder than the last one. Let's see if Yoshikiller can get it. Oh, there we go. Now you'll see Yoshikiller's being a little cautious here, but you'll see some yeah, there we go. A lot of runners will just run through those in order to save some time if they're feeling confident about their later battles. Flintstones theme for making the super awesome boss interesting. At least we can get some extra music entertainment thanks to Yoshikiller's replacement music files. Tjorven on the bloxer skip. Ooh, didn't even stop for the first one. Very nice. And gonna try for the second one. Woo! Close. Is it gonna make it? Oh, got caught right at the last minute. That's a shame. The bloxers are a pretty complicated fight, so you can't just mash through it. Kratel asked in chat, is Deltarune Undertale? It is kind of Undertale and kind of Night. It's kind of hard to describe. It's a sequel, but it's not. It's kind of like an alternate reality, different universe, same characters. The Weapon 29, yes, you can replace music files in this game, and it's very easy. You simply replace the file in the game files with another music file that you name the same thing. Tjorven's still on bloxers here. This is going to hurt the Tjorven's time quite a bit here. Yisk can chat with the memes. Who would win, Sans Undertale or Sans Deltarune? I think you've got to admit they might be the same person. Sorry. this fight that Yoshikiller's on, Susie and Lancer, should take 5 turns total, just with a combination of putting Susie to sleep and sparing Lancer. So ideally, just 5 turns here. Tjorven, a full boss battle behind here. This is going to take some screw-ups from Yoshikiller to let Tjorven catch back up. About 15 minutes left of the run. There are quite a few hard skips as well as the final boss fight to go, though, so definitely a chance still. Safety save from Tjorven. Interesting. Yoshikiller about to head into the castle, which is the place where you can lose the most time in the run. There are 2 very difficult skips in the run. The Rudin Ranger skip and the infamous Head Hathy skip, which is just really hard. I would be very surprised if both players get it. It's in the second to last room of the game, so. In case you're not familiar with Deltarune, Yoshikiller is in the lead right now by maybe a minute 30, 2 minutes maybe. Luckily, Yoshikiller gets a little break here. This part doesn't have any real tech. Just do the puzzle right and beat up Lancer here coming up. You don't get to control Susie in this fight, so it's just wait. Spicing up the game here with Susie's theme. Tjorven making the approach to the castle, so we'll be in their own auto-scroller here pretty soon. So after this elevator ride comes the two hardest enemy skips in the game. I believe Yoshikiller would probably have to get caught by both of them for Tjorven to catch up. So we'll see how Yoshikiller handles it. Sorry for all of your Chaos fans today. This here is the Rudin Ranger skip, so you can see Yoshikiller almost got caught, had to reset that, and there we go, looking good. All right. As I was saying, sorry for Chaos fans, but there is no Jevil fight in this category. Much too slow. Alright, head Hathy skip. Can Yosh? No. Got caught pretty quick. But just needs to beat him up, get out of this fight. Head Hathy, pretty tough, so it does take a few rounds. This is Tjorven's chance to catch up. This fight takes maybe a minute total, so... And of course, the final boss, King, can make or break a player. I don't think there's much chance that either of our players will die to King, but it can... be either a 10-round fight or a 15-round fight, depending on how you do. Cards theme, unfortunately cut short. We never get to hear that theme a long amount in the speedrun. It's my favorite song in the game, though. King round 2 for Yoshikiller. There is some time to be lost in this fight if you're not accurate with your throws, but otherwise it's pretty straightforward. Looking like 2 perfect throws in a row from Yoshikiller. This has been practiced quite a bit, it seems. And that's it. That was a perfect King round fight. Safety save from Yoshikiller. Taking no chances. Tjorven now riding the elevator up to see if they can get Rudin Ranger skip and head Hathy skip, while Yoshikiller is beginning the King sequence. The important thing here is this fight, perfectly done, should take 10 rounds. It is difficult. The strategy is not easy. The alternate strategy, which is simply to defend for 13 rounds, wastes somewhere around 30 to 40 seconds, though. So most players are going to at least try for the 10 round. This requires some perfect hits and some good button mashing. Susie gets a move during this fight called Red Buster, which deals more damage the faster you mash the button. So that's going to determine whether you can eke out that 10 round or not. Tjorven fighting Rudin Rangers right now. Looking like a crisp King fight so far from Yoshikiller. Has been great on the dodging, doing the busters, perfect hits, looking good. Tjorven having some trouble with Rune Ranger here, but has 2 characters up. He's going to get out of it fine. Tjorven getting some encouragement from the chat. We're all rooting for you. Keep it going. Yoshikiller wrapping up. Could be time here soon. The timing for this game ends when you get in bed at the end of the game. So even after the king fight, you got to sit through some cutscenes and then make your way back to your house. Now, I should mention, Yoshikiller's personal best in this category is 30 minutes and 57 seconds. So they're going to be kind of close to that. They just finished the king fight. And there is some cutscenes to wait for, but it is going to be close. Tjorven's personal best also pretty good, 30 minutes and 24 seconds. So both of them are on track to be at least within a couple of minutes of their PBs here. Dana asks, are there any more runs for today? Well, Speed Gaming has lots of content for the rest of the day. If you want to know more about this Deltarune Any% New Game Plus tournament, you can go visit the Discord. It's been linked in chat, and also the schedule for the tournament has been linked in chat as well. It will be linked again before the end of the runs, I'm sure. But this is one of the last first rounds. It's actually a concurrent tournament, so some of the second round matches have already been done as well, as long as they had opponents. Speed Gaming, they're linking everything for us. Thank you, Speed Gaming admins. While Yoshikiller's getting through these cutscenes, Tjorven is getting through with the last king round fight. See how these tosses go. All right, Tjorven hitting the king fight now, so very close to the end. Yoshikiller moving quick. Could get very close to PB during this race. Yoshikiller exactly 1 minute away from their PB right now. Tjorven doing well on the king fight so far. Sorry, Balsen. I couldn't quite pronounce that, but yes, this is the sequel, kind of, to Undertale. made by the same guy, Toby Fox, and it features the same characters, although they are in a different world. Yoshikiller's in the house. 10 seconds to PB. Woo! Exactly on the PB. Got caught up in the text box there for a minute, but grats, Yoshikiller. GG on that. You can view the disturbing ending there, or you can watch Tjorven finish off King. Doing pretty well in this fight so far. Looks like only Susie's taking some damage.
Okay, I have lost.
Looks like while Tjorven's finishing up the King fight, we're going to get Yoshikiller up here for an interview here. Yoshikiller, that was a great run, tying the PB there. How do you feel about that?
The run sucked. I didn't like it.
Where were the spots you felt like you could have done better?
Probably just the beginning, really. The only reason it tied is because I had a better king and field.
Good. Yeah, I know you got caught on the checkerboard once, so that just had to sting a little bit. But your skips in Castle were pretty good. Head Hathy, I mean, is just a tough skip, so I would have expected a lot of people to get caught by that.
Yeah. I've never even gotten Head Hathy, so it doesn't really matter.
Cool. Well, thanks for being on the stream, and GG. It was a good run from.
All right. Thank you for having me on here, and I guess I'll see you in the next match, probably in a month or something. I don't know. Bye.
Yeah, just as a reminder, that means Yoshikiller's going to move on to the next round against Bluser. They will set up their match together for a convenient time. It looks like Tjorven here resetting, maybe? And that is it. All right. Oof. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for this Deltarune Chapter 1 Any% New Game Plus Tournament first round. And thank you Speed Gaming for the hosting. We really appreciate it. Everybody stick around for some Zelda Rando.